Hi guys, my name is Christina and welcome to today's 24-hour readathon. I wasn't gonna do this, but I've been inspired. So on May 20th, I realized that I only read one book this month, and that is so unlike me. I don't know what's been going on. I've been in such a slump, so I really wanted to get out of it. So I reached out to a few friends and we talked about books, and I asked them what books got you out of a reading slump, or what books do you think will get me out of a reading slump, and they provided a few suggestions. So I thought we'd take the next 24 hours and read the books they suggested to see if it gets me out of a reading slump. Since that conversation, I have read 2 books, which is really nice, but I'm still kind of in that mindset where I just rather watch TV than read a book. But I'm hoping these books they recommended officially gets me out of that lazy reading slump. So let's go ahead and get started with what they suggested. And I got a pretty nice genre, like a variety and stuff, so that's really nice too, because I was kind of expecting the same books to be recommended over and over again. So one of the first books that was recommended to me was a fantasy. I think it's a YA. I'm not 100% sure, but it is the first book in a series, and it's called Heartless Hunter by KhrystynaKV, I think. It's the first book in the Crimson Moth series. So I'm really intrigued. My friend Louisa recommended this one and she keeps begging me to read it. So it might be the first book we pick up. We'll see. But this is the one that was recommended right away. So this is one of them. This author was recommended by 3 people, and they said to just pick up any book by this author. It's a thriller, and it is Want to Know a Secret by Frida McFadden. Frida McFadden was recommended to me by 3 different people, and I even asked them like, oh, what book do you recommend of hers? And they said any, just grab one and read it. Her chapters are very short, so it should be a quick read, I believe. But I don't know, this is the one I have currently that isn't wrapped. I do have 4 of her other books, but they're wrapped, and I don't really want to unwrap books right now, so I'm gonna be reading this one if I end up picking it up. Next is a book that recently came out this year, I believe, and my friend is buddy reading this with her other friend, so she asked, hey, you want to join in? We can talk about it, and she's really enjoying it too. It is also a thriller, and it is First Lie Wins by Ashley Elston. I have heard mixed things about this one, but I'm really excited to read it. I know it was the Reese Witherspoon pick of the month, I think last month or so, and I'm excited to pick it up and talk to her about it, because then I'll have like a little reading buddy. So this is another option. Then I was recommended to read any book by Taylor Jenkins Reid. She is one of my favorite adult romance authors. I highly recommend picking her up. I always loved her books, but I don't have any of her books unwrapped at the moment, and I can't really go unwrapping because I have so many unwrapped books on my physical TBR at this moment, so we're gonna be skipping that for now. Then I was recommended The Perfect Marriage. I'm gonna put the book up here because I don't know who the author is, and the only way I could read this book is if it's available through my library. Let's see, it's not available, so we're just gonna go ahead and skip that one as well. And then the last book that was recommended to me was by my bestie Paige, and that was actually a graphic novel, which I don't have, but I would gladly go to Barnes & Noble to pick it up because it's been a while since I've read a graphic novel. Oh, A Sign of Affection. I'll put it up here. It's a Japanese manga, and I've actually been seeing this manga all over BookTube, and I'm like, okay, I'm really curious. So if we have time today or tomorrow, we'll head over to Barnes & Noble and pick up the graphic novel. And the last book that was recommended to me was by my sister-in-law, and that is Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross, which I've been hearing non-stop stuff about this duology. I do have the first 2 books, and they are also the next books in another video that I'm filming currently, so we're gonna probably start out with this one, but we'll see. I am in a reading mood because I just finished a book and I do want to pick up another book, but I think the best thing for me to do is to pick up the shortest book because I don't want to fall into another reading slump. So let's see. Okay, The Divine Rivals has 353 pages. The manga I know won't take me more than probably a half hour to read. So, but I don't have it right now. This is 338. So far this is the shortest between the two. 396. So that's one of the longest ones. Okay, this one is a total of 400 pages. Okay, so that's probably like the last book we're gonna pick up. I do want to read it though. I am really excited. So we're gonna go ahead and pick up First Lie Wins by Ashley Elston for this 24-hour readathon. I'm hoping to get through at least 3 or 4 of these books. A 300-something page book usually takes me about 3-4 hours to finish, but it really depends how well it draws me in. So I'm wondering if this is gonna be a very long video. But we're gonna start out with this one, and it's currently 10 a.m. So 10 a.m. on a Wednesday. So I'm gonna pick this book up and I'll give you guys an update once I am either at the halfway point or if I finish the book. But let's go ahead and get started. Yeah, so my phone died. So I don't know how many hours we've been reading, but I think we're at like 5 hours now. But I did have to stop here and there. I know it's like, what time is it? Like 2:30 or something. And you guys, I'm still reading First Lie Wins by Ashley Elston. I took off the dust jacket. And so far, you guys, I'm a little confused. I'm on page 152, and I will say this book is fast-paced. It's pretty quick to like pick up and read. I do like the writing style, but I'm a little confused what our main character, Eve, does for a living. It seemed to me like she was kind of like a bounty hunter, but now I don't really know for sure. But it's interesting because you follow this girl named Eve who has like this assignment where I don't know if she's pretending to be in love with Ryan, who's her love interest or partner in this book, or not. Like, I can't tell yet. I think I have to read a bit more to figure that part out. But she is being introduced to his family, and he's like this rich boy, and he has these like really rich, perky like family members who are just questioning their relationship, and she's trying to convince them that she's not with him for his money. But she does have a secret where she has like a specific job that she's assigned, and she was assigned to be with Ryan. So I'm just very like interested and confused. And so we know she's lying about her past. She's lying about the answers she gives when his family questions their relationship and stuff like that. But I still don't understand what kind of job this is. Like, is she like a bounty hunter? Like, I don't know. But still pretty interesting. It's very fast paced, and I can see why people really enjoyed it. Like, it has a pretty high rating on Goodreads. I'm hoping to finish this before work ends today. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and continue reading this book, and I hope I finish it in the next 2 or 3 hours. So wish me luck. Okay guys, so I just finished First Lie Wins, and I have been reading for 4 hours and 26 minutes so far, so that's nice. We still have like 20 more hours to go, and oh my god, I really enjoyed this book. This book is so fast-paced. We figured out what our main character's job really is, which I'm not gonna go into detail since I don't want to spoil anything, but wow. This was actually really good. It was a really fun ride, honestly, because it's like this girl is doing like a case, and then she's being also like interrogated for another case, and she's trying to also play a role of someone who she isn't, and it's just like, it's really hard for me to explain, but it's just a lot going on. Such a short book, and the writing style is so fast-paced. You're just like I couldn't put this one down, and I think it is really helping me with my reading slump. So I'm really glad I decided to pick this one up, and I really enjoyed it. I'm kind of stuck between a 4-star or a 5-star, and usually when I'm stuck or I'm second guessing my 5-star rating, then it's a 4-star. I think the only reason I'll give it a 4-star is because, actually, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna give it 5 stars just because it was fun. It kept me interested and intrigued all day, and I haven't picked up a book in weeks, in days. And this, I sat down and read the book in like a sitting. Mind you, I did have to stop a few times because I am working, but whenever work was like dead quiet, I just read, and I read during my meeting, which could have been an email, you know, the typical thing. But I really enjoyed this one. I highly recommend it. I think it was so fun. There was a bunch of twists and a bunch of like shocking moments and little tiny, like, I want to say there's romance, but there's like a little tiny bit of like some smooching going on. But other than that, I think this was such a fun book and I really enjoyed it. I'm really glad this was our first book for the readathon. Now for our second read for the readathon, we are going to be picking up Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. I've been hearing nothing but amazing things about this book as well, and I am very curious. So we're gonna read this one. The last fantasy book I read was the Throne of Glass series, and that is what put me in such a slump because that series was just exhausting. So I'm hoping this won't do that because I am a bit burnt out by fantasy. But this is the next book that we're going to be reading. And then after this one, I want to pick up Ruthless Vows because why not? I'm also open to picking up the next book, which was Freedom McFadden, because I heard that that also is fast-paced and fun. So we like the fast-paced fun books. But I'm going to go ahead and read this one and then update you guys once I reach maybe the halfway mark or once we're done with it. You know, either one works. I am also filming more about this book in a different video, which might come after this. I'm not sure yet, so we'll see. Hi guys. So yesterday, I don't know if I mentioned this in an earlier clip, but I'm doing 2 12-hour increments when it comes to this 24-hour readathon. So yesterday I did end up, you know, after I finished For Sly Winds, I ended up picking up Divine Rivals. And you guys, this is the best YA book I have ever read in a while. I think this book officially got me out of my fantasy slump. Like, I could not put it down. I was reading it through work. I was reading it while like putting my dishes. I also had the audiobook option as well, so I was like reading it physically and then listening to the audiobook while trying to grind some work stuff. And wow, I was so impressed by this book. I love the writing. Rebecca Ross, I think you are now my new favorite YA author. Sorry, Leo Verdugo, but you haven't been impressing me lately. But I love the writing style. I love how she's straight to the point. It's fast-paced. I love the slow burn between the two love interests. I love the typewriter concept and the wardrobe thing that's going on in this book. Makes me think of Narnia. So if you guys are not aware, this is about 2 people who work like kind of in the newspaper industry. They type out columns and stuff, and there's also a war going on between 2 gods, and so a lot of the humans are also drafted to participate in this war and stuff like that. Our main character and some other characters that we don't know about for a while have a magic typewriter that they don't know is a magic typewriter, and they end up exchanging letters to one another, and it's so sweet. The main character, also her brother, enrolled in the military to fight in the war, and she hasn't heard from him in months, and she is very worried and concerned, and her goal is to find out what has happened to her brother, while also talking to this mysterious typewriter author and stuff like that. It is so good. The magic system is well explained. It's so well written. Like, Rebecca Ross, when she explains her magic system, she doesn't just throw a bunch of stuff at you in the very first few chapters of the book. She kind of just explains everything throughout the book. So you find little tips and stuff and history about the magic system and the gods throughout the book, which is really nice because then I don't feel overwhelmed. And I love this. This, like, for a short book, there's a lot going on. There's like romance and tragedy and war and gods and this magic typewriter and a wardrobe, and it's just so good, you guys. I highly recommend it, and I'm really excited to pick up the sequel soon. So good. 5 out of 5 stars. Highly recommend you pick it up. Like, drop everything you're reading and just pick up the book, because it literally got me out of my YA slump, and I was in quite a bad YA slump. Like, so the next book that we're going to start for this 24-hour readathon is going to be, oh, my bookmark. Oh, look at my bookmark. It's made of wood. And it's like these cute little moons, and it has this cute little ball. Yeah. It's Want to Know a Secret by KhrystynaKV. This is going to be my first KhrystynaKV book. I'm a little worried. But it has to do with a YouTube baking sensation. So her name is April, and she has secrets that might destroy her. Ooh. And there's something buried in her backyard. Like, I don't know. I was told that KhrystynaKV's writing is also very fast-paced, and her chapters are also very short, so I'm hoping I can get through this book in the next like 5 hours. So this is what we're reading next. I hope to finish this before the day ends. Also, like I mentioned, I'm doing like 2 12-hour increments, but yesterday, because I couldn't put down Divine Rivals, I did go over the 12-hour period. So let me show you guys. We're at 13 hours and 31 minutes. So we still have like over 10 hours left of the readathon, so I'm hoping I can get this done, and after that, maybe sometime today, depending on my workload and everything, I will be picking up A Sign of Affection. I have the first 3 volumes in this set. I plan on reading this with my bestie Paige, and I'm really excited because I've been seeing this manga all over BookTube, everywhere. They're saying like this is the next best manga out there today, and I'm really excited. I know like volume 9 or 10 is coming out this year, and it's supposed to be like the final one, maybe, I don't know, but I do have the first 3, so we're gonna read this along with this, and then I'll give you guys an update, and if there is time left on our timer, we'll be picking up the next book, which I'll show you later. But that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and pick up these 2 books. I'm gonna start reading, I'm gonna start the timer, and I'll give you guys an update as soon as maybe when I reach the halfway point of at least one of these books. Hi guys, so I wanted to give you guys a quick update. I just finished this about an hour and a half ago. I Want to Know a Secret by KhrystynaKV, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I can see why people like her so much, because her writing style is very fast-paced. She's very straight to the point. There's no like filler in her sentences. Her writing is so, I want to say basic, that it's so easy to read to the point that you forget that you're even reading. I just felt like I was reading like a, I want to say an article, but like, I don't know how to explain it, but it was just really simple and quick to read, and I really liked that. The chapters were also very short, so every time I finished a chapter I was like, I have time for another one. Oh, I have time for another one. Oh, let's do another one. So I couldn't put it down. I think I read for like 2 hours straight before putting it down because I had to do work and stuff. But other than that, it was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. I can see why people like her so much, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. A lot of twists, and the ending was not what I expected at all. The last chapter was kind of like a slap in the face, really. So I do recommend her books, and I did enjoy it. It wasn't a 5-star because I feel like I didn't really have a connection with some of the characters, and I feel like the writing was a bit too basic. Other than that, I really did enjoy it. And then I ended up picking up the A Sign of Affection manga set that I have. This contains volume 1, 2, and 3. This is the cutest freaking manga series I've ever read. Like, oh my god. So it's about a girl named Yuki, and she is deaf, and she meets this boy, and he speaks like 3 different languages. He's studying 2 more. He's into like travel and exploring the world, and she's never been outside of, I guess, Japan. And he's really intrigued by her because she doesn't speak languages. She speaks sign language, but she doesn't speak his languages, and he's never learned sign language or met anyone who knows it. So they're both very like, they live in like 2 different worlds, but they're perfect for each other, and they're so cute. Like, oh my god, this is such a cute romantic manga series, and I think there's like 12 books in the series. I'm not sure, but I can't wait to get my hands on the next set I really enjoyed this. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. So far, my friends have given me great book recommendations, and I think I am officially out of that reading slump. I had a great fantasy, I had a great thriller, I had another great mystery book, a great manga, but we do still have 4 hours left of this readathon. I don't have my phone with me. I always forget, but it's okay. But we do still have 4 hours left of the readathon, and we still have one more book left as well. And that book is Heartless Hunter. This was a book that I got book of the month. It was the only one that spoke to me during that month, which was February of this year. And my bestie Louisa read it, loved it, and kept recommending it. So when I told her I'm in a reading slump, do you have any book recommendations? This was the first one she mentioned. So this is the one we're going to be reading next. I don't know much about it. I just know there's witches and it's enemies to lovers and it's a YA fantasy. That's all I know. So we're just going to jump right into it. And I think if I have like less than 100 pages left and we run out of time, I think I'll just still finish the book just so I can finish it and give you guys an update. I am so excited. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and read this one next, and I'll give you guys an update as soon as I can. Guys, so I finally completed this 24-hour readathon. After my last update, I did have to put the readathon on a pause, and I think at that time I had about 4 hours left. One of the reasons why I had to put it on a pause is because Memorial Day weekend was coming up, and I knew I was not going to be able to finish my books during that weekend because we just had a lot planned. We had family visiting. We also had a few errands to run, so it was very errand and family focused. But I decided to give you guys a quick recap update of all the books I read during this 24-hour readathon and how I am officially out of my reading slump. So these are the books. The first book we began in this 24-hour readathon was First Lie Wins by Ashley Elston. This was a book recommended by my friend Nicole on Instagram, and I really enjoyed it. It was very different than I thought it was going to be. It's more like mystery crime kind of more than it is thrillery. It's not really that thrillery at all. It's more like mystery crime type of book, and I really enjoyed it. I did give this, I think, 5 out of 5 stars. It's more of a 4.5, but I rounded it. I did really enjoy it, and I do recommend it. And also Reese Witherspoon book club books don't disappoint. After that, I'm not sure which one I picked up first, but I believe it was Want to Know a Secret by Freida McFadden. This was my very first Freida McFadden book, and I can see why people like her stuff because her writing is very fast-paced, it's very straight to the point, it's addictive, and her chapters are also very short, so you could probably finish the book pretty quickly. And this was okay. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I felt like something was a bit off, and I felt like her writing was a bit basic, but I also heard that this wasn't one of her best books. I do have a few of her other books and a few books available both audio and ebook, so I'm hoping to pick up more of her books later this year. Oh, and this was recommended by like, I don't know, like 10 different people on Instagram. So not the book specifically, the author. They just said pick up any Freida McFadden book and you will get out of that reading slump. I'm out of it. Next was a book I've been wanting to read all year, and I'm glad someone recommended it. My sister-in-law actually recommended this book on Instagram, and it is Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. This is my first Rebecca Ross book, and I can see why she is so loved in the YA fantasy community, and I really want to read more of her books. I do have Ruthless Vows, and that is going to be my next read after these books, after this video actually. And this was amazing. I loved everything about it. I loved the concept. I loved the way she explained the magic system throughout the book, not just through a bunch of info in your face in the beginning of the book like some authors do. I loved the characters. I loved the whole typewriter wardrobe thing. It is so good. I love it. I love it so much. I did feel like the romance was a little bit rushed. I kind of wished it was a bit more of a slow burn, but it's also okay because I still enjoyed this book very much. 5 out of 5 stars. Then I picked up a graphic novel, and these were actually 3 graphic novels. It is A Sign of Affection, volume 1, 2, and 3 in this one big set. This is so cute. So it's about our main character Yuki. She is deaf and she's not able to hear at all, even with hearing aids. And this guy who speaks like multiple languages is so fascinated by sign language and her world that he wants to be a part of it. And it's just the cutest little thing. Like I haven't read a manga in so long, and this was like the best way to get back into mangas. Seriously, highly recommend. Pick it up, and I can't wait to get the next volumes. This was also 5 out of 5 stars. This was recommended by my bestie Paige. Thank you, Paige, for recommending this. I am really excited to read more of the series. And then after that, I did end up picking up Heartless Hunter by KhrystynaKV, and I am currently on page 179. So not really halfway point, but I was close. During those 4 hours, I think I could have finished this book, but I kept stopping to clean up after my daughter and do some other things around the house. But honestly, you guys, this is really good. This is also another YA fantasy. It is an enemies to lover witch and witch hunter romance, and it's so good. It's very fast paced, very straight to the point, and right away you are invested in this world and the witches and the main character and what she goes through. I love it, and I can't wait to finish it. And then when I'm done with this one, I will pick up Ruthless Vows. So these are the books I read during the 24-hour readathon. As you guys noticed, they're all 4 and 5 stars. They really got me out of my reading slump. It just shows that I needed good books, good writing, good characters, good world building to get out of this awful slump I've been in pretty much all month. And I had such great selections and a good variety of genre too. And I really enjoyed each and every one of these books. Highly recommend each and every single one as well. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.